Hi everyone, this is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the weekly forecast. It is created for Sunday, the 20th of August through the 26th. It is not solely set for that date. If you see it on a different date, by all means, and it makes sense, by all means utilize the reading. I do believe that they can be timeless. Each of these cards will represent for like a day or two of the week. We will clarify. I'm feeling a little inspired to do a different type of clarification this time, so we're going to look at the cards and see what comes out. If you want to know my spiel, read the drop-down menu underneath the video. And I'm just going to lay the entire week out. So for the beginning of the week, we have the 10 of Wands. For the midweek, we have the 9 of Wands. Lots of fire energy, lots of spirit here happening. And at the end of the week, we have our friend the Sun, more fire energy. I'm going to say this is going to be a dynamic week right out of the gate just because of all of this fire energy. I'm going to say that this could be a week that feels like it moves rather fast. There could be an opportunity for us to have a lot of energy, to get a lot of things done, getting things done towards the path that we want to be on with this Sun ending out. Let me clarify this 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is about, being at the end of a cycle, at the end of the journey, so to speak, after a long, hard journey, a long, hard lesson, carrying the load to the finish line, kind of, in a way, being ready to release it, drop it, change it, let it go, rewarding ourselves in a way, right? Because not only have we finished the project or carried the burden, we've gotten it to the finish point, and we've done a good job, we've learned. 10s are completions of cycles to me. When I see the Sun here at the end of the week, it's almost, and even though it's the 10 going to the 9, I don't feel like we're going backwards. I actually feel like we're learning in the midweek. We might be re-inventorying what we've been doing at the beginning of the week or in the weeks prior that have led us to this point, to this end point where we're finishing out this cycle of whatever it is that we've been working on. Now with the 10 of Wands, we have the Emperor, more fire energy, Aries energy. We have the 4 of Cups, and we have the 2 of Swords. So it is definitely something that we've had to make a hardline decision on with the Emperor being there. And it's not something that we've been emotionally, say, fulfilled by, or maybe it's just we no longer feel it for it, is my kind of feeling, especially with the 2 of Swords and the 4 of Cups there. The 4 of Cups can indicate kind of not really just being interested anymore. This isn't, not feeling passionate enough to want to take the cup that's being offered. Maybe whatever this project is, we've had to come to a hardline decision with the energy of the Emperor to finish out the project, the goal, the decision, bringing it to a completion, and understanding emotionally, foundationally sound in our emotions that it's not necessarily maybe something that we want. There may even be a boundary that we need to draw, or a hard line in the sand that says like, no more, I can't do this, I don't want to do this, or I no longer have to do this anymore, especially with the 2 of Swords here. There's a trust of the intellect here, but also a trust of the intuition. And oftentimes the 2 of Swords can represent as a no, so that's why I'm kind of getting that, especially with the 4 of Cups, which is kind of this card of like, I'm not interested. I'm going to just sit here and do me. So let's look at the 9 of Wands in the midweek. The 9 of Wands to me feels like us recollecting over whatever this decision is that we've made in the beginning of the week. Whatever challenges that we've been facing up until this point that we've brought into a completion. We should feel solid in our completion, especially with the Emperor and the 2 of Swords here. Even the 4 of Cups, it's kind of a meh card, but it does have this sort of like clarity to it, I feel. So with the 9 of Wands, it's about like working smarter, not harder in the midweek, or learning our lessons from the projects that we've been working on. So let's clarify the 9 of Wands. We have the Queen of Cups. I like that because it's a nice progression from the 4 of Cups to the Queen. She's represented oftentimes by the water signs, but she is also very much associated with Cancer. She can be very empathic, very emotionally guided. Probably the most empathic card of the deck. Highly psychic, highly intuitive. We're trusting our intuitive, not only our mental truth here, but we're trusting our emotional truth. And by midweek, as we're reflecting upon things, we're using the experiences of whatever it is, that the burden that we've just completed, put down, let go, to be smarter about it. And that's informing our emotions in a way that gives us like more intuitional power, more ability to hear our emotional self. We have the Queen of Pentacles, so we're grounded. We're not only are we listening to our emotions, but we're also listening to what we want to manifest, how we want to create, fertility, ideas, the things that we want in our life. How are we going to go about creating, and how does the feeling around that creation feel, if that makes sense. And then the third card is the World. So this is a completion of a cycle, especially with this 10 of Wands here. The World is we've learned our lesson. We've also see that in the 9 of Wands, right? He's sitting there with all of his wands, having been to battle, and he has seen, like, he's learned how to take his experiences and put them to good use now. To put them into maybe even a form of protection. We are very protected, I feel like, with these two queens here and the World. We've learned something that's graduated us, and I like that, because then this moves us into the Sun, which is the end of the week card, which is a clarity, right? It's Leo energy. We're still ending out Leo season. Seeing the Sun here says that, okay, whatever this project is, this decision, this relationship, this situation, whatever we've toiled over or worked hard on, we've come to a point where we're now releasing it, letting it go, letting it be, letting it do its thing, and we're seeing the light of the Sun shine on what it is, for what it is, what next things we want to do, how we want to go about doing them, and it should feel extremely positive and optimistic, energized. So let's clarify the Sun. We have the 6 of Swords, which is moving to calmer waters. So again, moving away from a situation that may have felt burdensome, or a challenge, a choice that we just kind of don't want to do anymore. We have the Ace of Wands. Again, more fire energy, but also inspiration, right? This is kind of the inspiration that we see in the Sun. There is maybe a gift from Spirit or a new opportunity that's coming to us by the end of the week, but we're sort of working our way towards that through working through the last cycle, or the last, however this manifests for you. What we've learned from it is it's brought us full circle here in the World, and it leads us to the truth of the Sun. And from seeing that truth, we're able to move our mind to a calmer place and accept the gift from Spirit for what it is. And then the last card is Justice, Libran energy. She is also Major Arcana. I like seeing her here because she brings in a sense of balance at the end of the week, especially with the excitement of the Sun. And the 6 of Swords to me is about having a mental space that's more balanced and in harmony with maybe how we feel, especially seeing these two queens here in the midweek. There's a balance of grounding our 3D self with our more 5D emotional self, and bringing that balance into this completion and knowing of the teaching of the World. Now let's go to the Moonology manifestation deck and just see what that has to say. Tell me what you think about this new way of doing the weekly, for those of you that watch regularly. And what does the Moonology manifestation cards want us to know? This feels like a very good week for completing of cycles, starting new cycles, things being brought back into balance, both mentally, especially mentally with the 6 of Swords and the Justice card here. So this is last quarter moon in Aquarius. Reflect on your priorities. Again, it makes sense to me. Aquarian energy is air energy, which we see in not only the 2 of Swords, but the 6 of Swords and the Justice card here. Reflecting on our priorities. Is this burden or this thing we've been dealing with, that we've been carrying, is it ours? Do we need to anymore? The Emperor is kind of informing us maybe we don't. We may need to make a hardline decision and draw a line in the sand, and then from there start to begin to create again, look at a situation from a different way to understand what our priorities are, what it is that we want, and how exactly we want to go about getting there, right? And all of that is included down here with the brightness of the sun and the balance of justice. Justice is going to lead us to our priorities for sure. It's going to put things into perspective, bring truth to light, especially with the sun here. Now let's go to the grounding stone for the week. And this is just something that we would want to ground in while we're working through these situations. And each one of you will experience these situations in a different way, right? The grounding stone is on obsidian, and it's enjoy. Enjoy this process, whatever it may be, even if it's felt burdensome, even if it's felt like trying at times. At some level it has taught us, right? It has evolved us. It has brought us in this emperor energy. It's brought us in these queen's energies too, and the energy of the world and justice. It's bringing us to a clearer, fresher perspective of what it is we desire, what it is we want, how it is we want to create it, and an opportunity to enjoy the moment, to reflect on our priorities. And is this what we want? Is this the route we want to head? And even if whatever it is that we're letting go, completing, dropping here with this 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands, it's not necessarily a loss. It could be a shift or a change in priority, but we can enjoy it and we can take pleasure in it and we can be empowered by it by the end of the week with this Sun, 6 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Justice at the end of the week. I hope that makes sense, you guys. You're going to have to let me know what you think about the new camera angles and all of that. Please fill me in, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow to see how these energies change. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all tomorrow. All right, have a wonderful week and take care. Bye-bye.